So our next guest has a lot of experience with children. She is known as Nanny. She has the flair of nanny magic, and her name is Florence Romano. She's a dedicated philanthropist and a former nanny who has more than 15 years working with children, beginning as a mommy's helper at the age of 11. She shares her experiences in a book called Nanny and Me, and it's beautifully illustrated. She raised her own children outside of Chicago, and she's joining us here on Mom Talk Radio. So, hi, Florence, and welcome to our show.
Hi, Maria. Thank you for having me.
So, tell me a little bit about your book. What will moms find in there?
Nanny and Me really was written on my heart before I actually put pen to paper. And when I started looking at the children's book market out there, I noticed something was missing. There was nothing out there for children to understand what happens when their parents go to work and who stays home with them. And in today's world, more than 60% of families in America have a nanny, if you can believe it or not. And so I felt that it was a huge disservice to these children not to have something to use as a tool to understand what can be a traumatizing experience for them. Children need to understand why someone else other than their parents are taking care of them. And they ask themselves a lot of questions about why someone else is taking care of them. Perhaps, they feel in their minds it's because mom or dad don't love me, or they're comparing themselves to other children that they see at school. That's always the worst thing kids can do, is compare themselves to other children. So I felt that Nanny and Me needed to speak from the child's perspective to help children through the transition, and then also be able to help parents use it as a tool before the transition happens, so they can have that conversation with their child.
That's a